The AC-130 Gunship is one of the most unique aircraft in the U.S. Air Force, a fixed-wing ground attack platform that occupies its very own category. It's the only airplane in the world fitted with a cannon larger than 100 millimeters on a fixed-wing airframe. Born amid the jungles of Vietnam, the AC-130 grew out of a desperate need for persistent, accurate fire support in an environment where enemy forces blended into the terrain and air defenses were minimal. Inspired by the earlier Douglas AC-47 Spooky, the initial AC-130A prototypes first flew in 1967. Engineers took a reliable Hercules transport and turned it into a flying gunboat, installing 25mm machine guns and forward-looking infrared sensors in the cargo bay. Almost overnight, the concept proved its worth. Slung low over enemy supply routes, the gunship would orbit, loiter for hours, pounding guerrilla trails, ambush sites, and roadside defenses with continuous, pinpointed fire. After Vietnam, the AC-130 became the cornerstone of U.S. close air support doctrine. Variants such as the AC-130H Spectre and the AC-130U Spooky II carried increasingly heavier armament. The H model introduced the fearsome 105mm M102 howitzer, while the U model added a 25mm GU-12 autocannon and advanced targeting radars. Across operations in Grenada, Panama, Somalia, and the 1991 Gulf War, gunships provided critical support, silencing air defenses, shattering armored columns, and turning the tide of battle in urban and desert environments alike. Today, the latest and most capable variant is the AC-130J Ghostrider. Introduced into service in 2018, the Ghostrider integrates modern avionics, a new composite wing, and a more powerful E2100D3 turboprop engine coupled to 6-blade propellers. Its digital fire control system can engage 2 targets simultaneously, and its sensors, combining infrared, night vision, synthetic aperture radar, and laser designation, make it a mobile, all-weather sniper in the sky. Roughly 30 AC-130J now stand ready in Air Force inventory. Deployed briefly to Afghanistan in 2019, their training exercises continue to refine tactics and integration with Special Operations Forces. At the heart of any gunship's legend is its primary armament. On the Ghostrider, the centerpiece until 2025 remains the 105mm M102 howitzer, the largest cannon ever mounted on a fixed-wing aircraft. Despite its weight, over 1.8 tons, the M102 delivers devastating power. A maximum range nearing 15 kilometers, a rate of fire of 10 rounds per minute, and a blast radius able to punch through reinforced bunkers and light armor. Each shell rains down with the same fury as an Army artillery battery, but delivered from the air with unerring accuracy. Supplementing the howitzer is the 30mm GU-23 Bushmaster autocannon, firing it up to 3,900 rounds per minute and capable of razing enemy vehicles, soft-skin transports, and concentrations of personnel. In concert, the two guns create a multi-layered curtain of steel. First the long-reach thunder of the howitzer, then the blistering hail of 30mm rounds, obliterating anything in their path. Yet, in a time of evolving threats, even the mighty howitzer is under scrutiny. By 2026, the Air Force plans to remove the 105mm cannon from the AC-130J. The loss of such an iconic weapon naturally raises eyebrows. Without the giant gun, can the AC-130 still claim the title of gunship? The answer lies in survivability rather than firepower alone. Insiders stress that gunships must loiter over the battlefield for at least 3 hours to provide effective support. Against an adversary bristling with integrated air defenses, radars, surface-to-air missiles, and interceptors, that kind of sustained presence can no longer be guaranteed. The very act of circling above enemy lines becomes perilous, and without that endurance, even the largest cannon is rendered impotent. In many ways, the AC-130J now faces the same threat that has sidelined the 810 Warthog. Both platforms excel when air superiority is uncontested, both become vulnerable in heavily defended skies. For the A-10, no viable upgrade can overcome the lack of stealth or speed. Its fate is sealed for retirement. The AC-130J, however, is still young in service and costs nearly $200 million per unit. Scrapping it would be a staggering loss, so instead, the Air Force is reimagining its mission. Two primary alternatives have emerged. First, high-energy lasers, theoretical replacements for the cannon, capable of delivering speed-of-light precision. In 2024, the Air Force Special Operations Command tested the airborne high-energy laser system on the ground. But turbulent airflow around the propellers and engine exhaust disrupted the beam, and budgetary pressures forced Air Force Special Operations Command to cancel plans to integrate lasers on the Ghostrider. The science remains promising, but the timeline is indefinite. Second, guided missiles and unmanned systems. Stripping out the howitzer frees up nearly 7 tons of payload capacity, space that could carry dozens of small, standoff cruise missiles. The November 2024 Black Arrow cruise missile test demonstrated this concept. Launched from the AC-130's rear ramp, the missile extends the gunship's reach hundreds of kilometers beyond the battle space. Add swarms of loitering munitions or armed drones, and the Ghostrider could engage from standoff ranges, never lingering long enough to draw a serious threat. Regardless of the cannon's fate, the 30mm Bushmaster remains, and so does the platform's unmatched sensor suite and battle management systems. The transition reflects a broader shift in warfare, from brute force artillery duels to networked precision strike operations. Future battlefields will demand rapid, mobile fires and multi-domain integration, aircraft that can observe, decide, and strike without lingering overhead. The AC-130's legacy is already secure. It redefined close air support, brought sweeping firepower to bear in countless conflicts, and saved innumerable ground forces from ambush. But the Ghostrider now stands at a crossroads, a symbol of an era ending even as a new chapter begins. In the skies ahead, stealth, speed, and standoff will dominate. Heavy guns must yield to guided precision. The thunderous roar of the howitzer may fade, but the spirit of the gunship, persistent, lethal, and ever adaptable, will haunt battlefields for generations to come.